Good morning, students. So till now we read about the infectious disease and non-infectious disease. Okay, so today now we will talk about how you can prevent that disease, or you can say how you can cure these type of disease. So today I will explain you about the antibiotics, and then we will study about the principles of treatment, and then principles of prevention, and at last the methods to prevent disease. So this is very long topic, that methods to prevent disease, that we will study this topic in the next class. Today we will finish these three topics. First I will be starting up with antibiotics. So what are antibiotics? Often when we get sick or we get ill due to an infection of the microbes, we used to take this antibiotics. So these antibiotics are the chemical substances produced mainly by microorganisms, maybe bacteria or fungi. These are produced, or you can say these are the chemical substances which are produced by the microorganism, that is bacteria or fungi, at low concentration. They are having the ability to inhibit the growth of other microorganisms, or you can say they usually stops the, or you can say the block the biochemical pathways that is important for the bacteria. Students, see, suppose this is our cell and a bacteria is infecting our cell. When bacteria infects our cell, they start building the cell wall. If they start building the cell wall, definitely the cell wall protect the bacteria, and it will be more difficult for us to kill that bacteria. So the antibiotics, the famous, you can see the name of this penicillin. This is the most effective antibiotic among all, no? So this penicillin blocks the formation of cell wall in the bacteria, or you can say it inhibits the formation of cell wall. That is meant for the protection of the bacteria. So it inhibits, or you can say stops, or you can say block the cell wall formation in the bacteria. If the cell wall formation will not take place, then definitely the penicillin can kill, or you can say destroy the bacteria. Okay, so they commonly block the biochemical pathways that is important for the bacteria, or you can say the penicillin blocks the formation of cell wall in the bacteria. Okay, so it is not specific that it is not specific for each and every kind of bacteria. Okay, students. So antibiotics can kill many of the bacteria. So if you are taking antibiotic, it will work against so many bacteria. Next important point is antibiotics do not work against viral infection, because definitely viral infection will caused by the viruses, and the pathways of viruses to infect the human body is different that of bacteria. Like when bacteria used to infect the human cells, they used to, or any cell you can say, so they used to build the cell wall in the cell. So the pathways of infecting the cell of a virus is different is that of bacteria. That's why the antibiotics do not work against viral infections. So if you want to stop that viral infection, you can take the antivirals, or you can say the interferon, or you can immunize yourself by taking the vaccinations. So basically, students, what is vaccinations? Vaccinations are nothing but you are taking, you can say you are taking prior infection, or you can say prior infection, or you can say the mild infection that your body can work effectively against that viruses. See, students, in our body we are having the memory cells. Once any virus get infect us, our memory cell recognize that viruses, and the same virus, if the same viruses infect us twice, then these memory cells recognize that viruses and fight very effectively against that viruses. That's why the same viruses cannot infect us twice. Okay, so that is the function of, actually basically that is the function of vaccination. That is the basically that's why we are taking the vaccination. We are priorly infecting our body with the same inactive with the same inactive viruses, or you can say the inactive virus you can take, or you can say the similar structure of virus. You can immunize yourself, or you can take the vaccinations of those virus. And when you get priorly immunize yourself, or you can say when you are taking any vaccine against any virus, then the same virus cannot infect you twice. Okay, because our body cell recognize that virus and start fighting start fighting against that virus very effectively, or you can say very efficiently. Next, now I was just want to tell you the peptic ulcer and the Nobel Prize. Next topic. Mainly, basically, in the ancient times, this peptic ulcer, the people thought that this peptic ulcer is caused by the stressful lifestyle. But later on, the discoveries were held, and the two Australians named Robert Warren and Barry Marshall, or you can say Warren and Marshall, discovered the bacterium called Helicobacter pylori. Helicobacter, basically this Helicobacter pylori is responsible for this peptic ulcer. So it has been a very chronic disease at that time. So the discovery of this that Robert Warren and Barry Marshall contributed a lot to us. Okay, by the discovery of this for the discovery of this Helicobacter pylori, they also get the Nobel Prize. Okay, students. So next topic we will study about the principles of treatment. Okay, students, next we will study about the principles of treatment. So principles of treatment means how we can treat any disease. So how we can treat any disease. So to reduce the effect of the disease, we know the effects of the disease. Sometimes we feel the symptoms of the disease. You can see we will feel the fever, we will feel the body ache, headache. It's very painful. So first is to reduce the effects of the disease. That is very like you can see the very irritating to us. We will not feel very we will also feel very bad for the effect of the disease. So by providing the treatment so that the symptoms of the disease can be reduced, like you can bring down the fever, you can lower down the pain. Okay, you can lower down the inflammation. Inflammation means swelling part, redness, if any redness occur due to any disease. So these all are is to reduce the effects of the disease. Next, you can kill the cause. Next, what the principle of treatment? Whenever you are going to any doctor, they will first prescribe you the medicines which reduce the effects of the disease. Okay, and next they will give you antibiotics, or you can say they will give to kill the cause of the disease, and then they will kill the cause of the disease. If that disease is caused by the bacteria, then definitely it will killed by antibiotics. And if it is a kind of it is due to the protozoans, or you can say if it is due to the malarial parasite, there are also some drugs to kill that parasites. And definitely for killing the viral infections, you will be taking the antivirals. But definitely making this antivirals is very tough, because the viruses do not have their own machinery. They used to infect the host cell, or you can say whatever the cell the viruses are infecting, they use their machinery only, and they do not have their own machinery. Okay, so it's very difficult to target them. It's very difficult to kill the viruses because they do not have their own machinery. They use the host cell to maintain their life processes. Okay, so it's very difficult for making of antivirals. So next, so this was the principle of treatment. First, you should reduce the effects of that disease, that you can see you can reduce the effects of the disease, or you can say the symptoms of the disease. Second, you can kill the cause of the disease by taking the antivirals, antibacterials, or such drugs. Next topic is principles of prevention. So students, next topic is principles of prevention. As nowadays in the modern times, several vaccinations are there, several antibiotics are there, but still there are some limitations are there. So many antibiotics, many drugs are to cure many diseases, but still there are few limitations that are normally faced by us. Still some disadvantages are there, still some limitations are there, which are felt by all of us. First, if somebody has infected, if some person has infected to any disease, some parts of their body will get damaged and can be never recovered. If some parts of their body is being damaged with any disease, it will be never recovered as before. Okay. Next limitation was that if a person is suffering from any disease, the person has to be bedridden. No, he can't move here and there. He can't walk as normal as we do. No, so he has to be get bedridden. Even if the proper treatment is given to him, he or she has to take rest, has to be get bedridden. No, so this is also a limitation over there. Last limitation, that nowadays we are facing it a lot, that the infectious disease can be transmitted. As I told you, the infections that nowadays we are facing with the COVID-19, it can be spread. It can be spread, or you can say it can be transmitted from one person to another person. So even if we are moving very forward, we are come across with so many of antibiotics, so many of antiviral drugs, or you can say vaccination, but still these are all the limitations are beyond this. So it's always said that prevention of disease is better than its cure. So if you prevent that disease, then definitely the cure of any disease is much harder than that of its prevention. So it's tell the prevention of the disease is better than its cure. Okay students, so we talked today about the antibiotics, principles of treatment, and principles of prevention. In the next class, I will continue with this chapter, that is method to prevent diseases. Thank you for today.